budget bike versus dream bike. So on my channel recently, I built a frame up dream bike build, the Privateer 141 Gen 2, no expenses spared, put everything I wanted on that bike, spent way too much money, over $8,600. At the same time, I was working on a budget bike build over here. Reasonable build, got this Polygon T7 that I upgraded with about $1,300 worth of parts. So the total build cost was about $3,000. So $5,600 difference between these two bikes. And then I went out and I rode both of them. Was there a difference? Was this dream bike build actually worth the amount of money spent? For the average rider like you and me, how much money should we spend on a bike? And is this budget bike build something that more of us should be looking at for our next mountain bike? This video is not sponsored. I'm lucky enough at this point in my YouTube channel to have these companies send me some of this stuff for free, but I'm just that average dude next door trying to give you honest, no BS opinions from another rider just like you. So starting with the budget bike, we got the Polygon Siskiu T7. You can see a little T7 right there. This is, a budget model. In the Siskiu lineup, they have the T6, T7, T8, and T9. So this is definitely on the lower end of the Siskiu lineup. And I bought this intentionally, or got this sent to me intentionally, because I wanted to do a lower end Polygon bike and then slowly upgrade it, put the upgrades on it that I actually need, not just the expensive fancy parts that I want. Of course, the first thing you upgrade on any bike is you start with the pedals. So I got the P&W composite pedals right there. These are the P&W range pedals. These things work good, provide good enough grip, and they match the other red components that I got on this bike. From there, went ahead and upgraded the saddle. Got the SDG Bel Air saddle. This saddle has just enough cushion, little extra width, plenty comfortable enough for the type of riding that I do. And once again, got those nice red accents, which is something that I like to do, matching all my components on my bike. From there, got the grips. The P&W Loam grips is the next thing that I upgraded on this bike. Getting those contact points dialed in, getting the pedals with enough grip, or if you like to ride clipless, getting the right pedals, getting the right grips, getting the right saddle. Those are things you can do to really get your bike dialed in and feeling great. Then from those smaller upgrades, I went on to some of the bigger upgrades on this bike, which is the fork. We got the Marzocchi Bomber Z1 fork right here. This is not the fanciest fork, not the most expensive, costs about $500. It's got your basic grip damper on there, basic air spring in there, but this fork, actually riding it, performed pretty damn good. I was loving the way this thing was feeling. Nice big 36 mil stanchions, and I upped the suspension travel on this by 10 mils, so this is a 150 mil fork on here. And then I went on from there and upgraded the wheels on this bike. One of the things you will notice when you have a budget bike is it'll usually come with some cheaper, heavier wheels with really low engagement hubs. And the best way I've found to upgrade these budget style builds like this is going with Hunt. Hunt provides the best bang for your buck mountain bike wheel on the market, in my humble opinion. Of course, they did send me these wheels for free, so take that with a grain of salt, but I think that's honest advice. Hunt wheels, let me know, comment down below. What's your guys' opinion on those? I've heard nothing but great reviews, and I've had nothing but great experiences myself. So for that, I got the Hunt trail wide wheels, 29er front and rear, and I threw on the Pirelli Scorpion tires. This is a bigger, beefier 2.6 inch tire up front, and then I got a rear specific Pirelli Enduro rear specific tire, narrower 2.4 width with the faster rolling tread in the back, and I upgraded the cassette to the Garbaruk 12-speed cassette on there and shaved like, what was it, like 3 or 4 pounds or something. I shaved off this bike with those wheels, 3 or 4 pounds of that rolling rotational weight. So you can see, you know, with this, even though it's a budget bike build, you know, I definitely put some upgrades on there that made a huge difference and made this bike ride so much better than it did when it was stock. Now, the final upgrades I did to this bike, I did upgrade the dropper post lever with the P&W Loam dropper post lever with that red pad on there to match. And then the final upgrades I did on this bike was a Trail 1 cockpit. I got the 45 mil rise bar, so a little bit of a higher rise bar on there. You can see how much curve there is right there. These are the Crockett alloy bars, and then I got the Rockville stem, and I love the way that chrome looks on there with like the other chrome accents on this frame. Got kind of like the silver accents. I think for $3,000, I know that's not cheap, but when it comes to mountain bikes, for $3,000 I did pretty dang good on this bike. There's a couple other things I might want to upgrade, but after riding it, man, this bike was really performing good. Now, let's move on to the dream bike build. So for the dream bike build, we got the Privateer 141 Gen 2 frame set right here. Still an alloy frame set, but just this frame alone cost more than that entire budget bike over there. With that frame set, no expenses spared. I got the Coil Fox DHX2 shock on there with that orange coil. I got the Garbaroo crank set on here, super lightweight crank set. I got the Trail 1 alloy Sage pedals on there. Got the orange Garbaroo 12-speed cassette. Got the TRP Evo Pro, the newest TRP Evo Pro brakes on here with all the different, you know, pad adjustment dials, every different adjustment you could possibly want. I got that orange lower Fox 36 factory fork with the Kashima stanchions, and then of course you got to get the Kashima dropper posts to match. Got all the little bolts down here in gold and everything, matching with the gold stem bolts. Another Rockville stem on this. Got the wolf tooth top cap and headset spacer, looking good with that orange. Trail 1 bars on this, but these are the carbon bars, so they cost about twice as much as those alloy bars over there. Got the Hell's Gate grips, my favorite set of grips right here from Trail 1. SDG Bel Air saddle as well, but this is the Max, so just a little bit more padding on this, and it's got the orange to match the other orange components on this bike. And then I even went all out with this Crank Brothers on bike tool right here, so I got all the tools right on the bike ready to roll. And then finally got the EDS 2.0 wireless shifting. I know that's not the best view of that wireless shifter. You probably couldn't see it too good, but one other thing on this bike, forgot to mention, got the wheels. For the wheels on here, I got the Hunt Proven. So Hunt makes carbon wheels as well. Still cheaper than other carbon wheels, but cost about double what those Hunt alloy wheels cost. So Hunt Proven Enduro carbon wheels with the Maxxis tires on here, with the Assegai tire up front, DHR2 in the back. So even these Maxxis tires cost just a little bit more than those Pirelli tires. Everything on this dream bike build, premium. The bike rides so damn good. But here's where I need to be honest with you guys. After taking these bikes out, after riding both of them on similar trails here in Oregon, after smashing them as hard as I can, hitting jumps, hitting rock sections, hitting technical sections, can you tell a difference? Yes, absolutely. You can tell a difference a little bit on things like the brakes. These TRP Evo Pro brakes definitely have more stopping power. That coil shock definitely outperforms the budget, you know, rock shock that I have on the Polygon T7 with no piggyback over there. The forks, for the fork, you know, this with being the Performance Elite, it's got the Grip 2 damper, so it's got high speed, low speed compression, high speed, low speed rebound, and I've rode this fork on other bikes before, so I pretty much know the settings that I want on it, so I got it fine tuned. But the Marzocchi Bomber fork, both of these are 150 mil forks, and both of these bikes have similar suspension travel in the rear. But the Marzocchi Bomber fork, that 150 fork, like, it wasn't holding me back. It was riding pretty damn good. I will say that I did tweak. It's got this little compression dial right here up top where you can go from fully open, fully soft, or you can go fully firm to kind of almost lock it out. And I did at one point in time, I kind of tuned it just a little bit. You can see where it was before, like I added just a little bit of compression, and on this more expensive Fox shock with the high speed and low speed compression, the compression was dialed, so no need to mess with it. So can you feel the difference between these two forks? Yes, but did the Marzocchi Bomber hold me back? Did that $3,000 bike hold me back at all on the trail? No, in no way at all. And if I had the $5,600 left by going with this $3,000 bike versus this $8,600 bike, how much more could I do? How many more mountain bike trips can I do? How many more, like, could I go out and do some skills lessons? Maybe get some lessons from a pro rider? Could I buy another bike? Could I maybe buy like a hardtail or like a gravel bike or an e-bike or something else? For $5,600, you could get 2 bikes, probably still have some money left over to go out on a mountain bike ride, on one of those ride adventures, or, you know, get a skills lessons or something like that. So this is just like me kind of ranting at this point, but I felt like I had to make this video after riding both of these bikes. That was kind of the intent the whole time, was to have a budget bike build and a dream bike build. I'm gonna do more videos in the future. Leave a comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to know. Dream bike build versus budget bike build. I think going with the budget bike like this is what you should do if you're an average rider like me. If you're out there and you have the money and you really want to go all out, a dream bike build like this, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I just don't think it's necessary for most riders out there. I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. But remember, at the end of the day, no matter which bike you have, the dream bike or the budget bike, it's just all about getting stoked, going riding, and having some fun, people.